Good afternoon. My name is Anas Ali. I'm one of the final year medical students. Before we start, can I check your name and age?
Yeah, it's Zain Nissa and I'm 55 years old.
And how would you like me to address you today?
Zain is fine.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Zain. I've just been asked by one of the doctors just to have a conversation with you really about what's brought you into hospital. Anything we discuss remain confidential within the medical team as well. Are you happy to go ahead?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, great. So tell me a bit about what's been going on.
Just this morning as I was leaving my house,
Yeah.
about 8 in the morning, I experienced some pretty bad chest pain.
Okay.
My wife called an ambulance and they brought me in and here we are now.
I see. So it seems like quite a bit has been going on.
Yeah, it was quite bad. Yeah.
Would you say you've been quite worried about it or not so much?
It was quite worrying actually, yeah. I've never had anything like this happen before.
I see.
So I'm just a bit worried as to what's going on.
I see. So this is the very first time you've had kind of pain like this?
Like this one, yeah.
And can you tell me a bit more about the pain?
Yeah, so as I said, it was happening in my chest. The whole kind of episode lasted about 40 minutes, which is kind of the point at which the ambulance came and gave me some painkillers to help. Yeah.
Yeah, and would you say the painkillers have helped or no?
Yeah, they did help quite a bit actually.
Okay, fine. Well, overall, you've made the right decision by coming in. You did mention you were a bit worried about it, so we've got a good team with us. Hopefully we can ask some specific questions to really kind of figure out what could be kind of what's happening. Okay. So you've mentioned a few things already. Let's start with whereabouts was the pain. So kind of you've already pointed somewhere, but can you point a bit more specifically?
Yeah, so specifically it was in the center of my chest.
I see.
But then it did kind of move.
Okay.
Went down my arm a bit and up my neck as well.
Okay. Did the pain move anywhere else apart from that?
No, that was it.
No, maybe to the back?
No, I don't think so.
No. And you mentioned it started in the morning and lasted for about 40 minutes.
That's right.
Can you describe the pain for me?
Yeah, it was. It felt like someone was sitting on my chest. Really, it felt like a pressure being put on my chest.
I see. And would you say the pain came on gradually or suddenly?
It came on quite suddenly, actually. Yeah, literally just as I was leaving the house, I just all of a sudden felt this pain.
And did it last for the whole period of the 40 minutes, or would you say it came and went?
I'd say the whole 40 minutes it was there.
Fine. Anything that helped the pain apart from the kind of painkillers?
Not really, no.
No. Kind of changing positions, did that change the pain at all?
No, I don't think so.
Leaning forward?
No.
Leaning back?
No.
Taking deep breaths in?
No, it didn't change it.
Anything made it worse?
No, it was quite bad the whole time, really.
And just to kind of figure out how bad the pain was then, you've mentioned it was quite severe. On a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being the worst pain you felt, where would you put it on that scale?
Quite high, 8 or a 9.
8 or 9?
Yeah.
And how is it at the moment?
Oh, it's much better now, yeah.
It's much better. At any point, if you feel like the pain is too much, we can get some more painkillers. I can ask one of the nurses, so just let me know if you'd like.
Okay, thank you.
I've asked you a lot of questions, and it does give us an idea of what could be going on, but I'd really like to hear your perspective. Do you have any thoughts on what could be going on?
I do. I'm a bit worried that this is a heart attack.
Okay. And why are you worried about that specifically?
Well, I do remember my dad having something very similar happen when he was about 65 at the time.
I see.
And he had to have, quite a major operation.
Yeah.
He had to bypass at the time.
Yeah.
And he was off from work for for ages. Yeah.
Yeah, it can be something that's kind of really difficult for people to go through. It must have been tough on you as well, and him.
It was, yeah. It was very tough on all of us.
Yeah. Yeah. Did he recover from that quite well afterwards, or?
Reasonably, yeah. But he never really got back to his. He seemed like a really healthy person.
Yeah.
He seemed to come out of nowhere.
How old did you say he was?
65.
65. Okay. So you've mentioned that as a concern, and so that's something that we'll kind of try and look into. We'll run some investigations along those sites as well.
Okay.
And any other concerns you would say you have?